I got this real cool controller, and I mean, it does feel better than the original Nintendo Switch Pro, you know. And I felt, um, I've been now that I have it, I've been wanting to check it out and stuff, and so I'm seeing what other people think about it. And I'm not the only one. I'm not the only one that. I'm not the only one that likes this one, likes this Pro controller over the original Nintendo Switch controller. I'm not the only one, so I don't feel bad. I did feel kind of bad there. I did kind of feel ripped off a little there at first, one time, because the bottom line is the original price. They said it was like 65 to $70, 70 something, with tax and everything, but it was half off. So I paid like 40 to $45, 35, something like that. I can't remember. Really, it doesn't matter to me. Um, and anyways, so I'm watching all these other reviewers reviewing this controller, the T23 Pro controller. And they were saying, well, I only paid like 20 bucks for it. I paid 12 bucks for blah, 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 blah. So I'm starting to think, hey, I got ripped off. And now that I know what I know and see what I see, here's the one thing that none of those controllers have that this one does have. That right there. That um amiibo reader. That okay. Let's go back to okay which which one was this guy? Um 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 okay, he talks about how his doesn't have the amiibo. Anyway, check this out.
Hari ini kita akan mengulas wireless controller T23 Pro. Dikemas dalam bahan kardus yang tidak terlalu keras, bagian depannya mendapat lubang dengan penutup plastik mika keras. Tanpa merek atau brand apapun, pada kemasan ini hanya tertulis T23 Pro pada bagian sudut. Jelas ular ini buatan Cina tanpa brand khusus sebagai prinsipalnya. Tanpa segel pada bagian bawah maupun atas kemasan, kami yakin tidak ada yang dapat memalsukan produk ini dan menjualnya dengan harga yang lebih murah. Pada bagian dalam, kontrolernya menempel aman dalam sebuah rangka cetakan plastik hitam ini, lengkap dengan satu buah kabel USB tipe C dan juga manual berbahasa Inggris. Jadi, inilah dia, wireless controller T23 Pro. Kontrolernya sendiri terbuat dari bahan plastik keras, berwarna hitam dengan tekstur dom halus di seluruh permukaannya. dan pada area grip tangan mendapat bagian dengan warna yang berbeda dan mendapat tekstur dot yang sedikit kasar pada permukaannya. Analognya mendapat aksen berwarna seperti pada area grip tangan, berbahan plastik keras dan pada bagian atasnya diberi lapisan karet tebal dengan bentuk cekung dalam, berputar dengan halus dan saat ditekan terasa tepat dan tajam. Tombol D-pad-nya berbentuk tanda plus dan terbuat dari bahan yang sama dengan bodi utamanya, menonjol cukup tinggi dan saat ditekan semua tombol terasa ikut bergerak dengan rasa tekanan yang padat dan tepat. Tombol-tombol actionnya mengikuti penamaan tombol action pada Nintendo Switch, A, B, Y, X, berbentuk bulat dengan huruf yang dicetak putih, dan saat ditekan terasa padat berat dengan minim suara kliki. Tanpa logo atau nama brand, pada bagian tengah depannya ini dilengkapi dengan tombol plus, minus, turbo, dan capture. Tidak lupa tombol home yang lebih ke bawah dan juga LED notifikasi. Tombol triggernya juga mendapat bahan dan tekstur yang hampir sama dengan bodi utamanya ini. Tombol L dan R dibuat memanjang dan menonjol cukup tinggi, seakan terasa empuk dan tepat. Sedangkan tombol Z, L, dan ZR-nya mendapat model ala pelatuk yang memanjang ke bawah dengan bidang yang agak rata. Saat ditekan terasa padat dan tepat. Controller ini pun mendapatkan tombol tambahan pada bagian belakangnya, M1 dan M2, dengan desain pipi memanjang dan saat ditekan terasa tajam dan tepat. Koneksinya dengan Nintendo Switch tergolong cepat dan mudah. Cukup tekan dan tahan tombol home ini saja selama beberapa detik. LED berkedip dan controller dapat langsung dikenali. Fitur getahnya terasa sedang, dengan rasa getaran terkuat ada pada daerah ujung grip controller, dan terasa hampir tidak ada getaran pada area tengah controller. Sensor gyronya terasa begitu mulus dan cukup natural. Saja rasa lambat pada sudut tinggi, tapi sangat jauh dari kata mengganggu. Tak lupa fitur NFC sudah ditanamkan pada controller ini, lengkap dengan kemampuannya untuk membangunkan Nintendo Switch dari posisi tidurnya. Walaupun agak lama, koneksinya dengan PC Windows dapat kami hubungkan via Bluetooth, meskipun pada manual hanya diarahkan untuk menggunakan kabel saja. Begitupun koneksinya dengan Android dapat dihubungkan via Bluetooth yang lagi-lagi tidak disebutkan di dalam manualnya. Dibekali dengan baterai tanam sebesar 550 mAh yang dapat diisi ulang, dari kondisi baterai terisi penuh, controller ini dapat digunakan selama 8-10 jam tergantung pemakaian. Dengan ukuran panjang sekitar 15 cm, lebar 11 cm, tebal 6 cm, dan berat sekitar 210 gram, wireless controller T23 Pro ini dibanderol dengan harga sekitar Rp245.000. Apakah layak untuk dibeli? Sebelum itu, berikut catatan kecil kami. Bodi atau material utama controller ini terasa cukup baik di tangan. Hanya saja area grip tangannya ini masih terasa agak licin. Motif dot atau titik pada permukaan area gripnya ini belum mampu membuatnya lebih nyaman di telapak tangan. Ditambah lagi dengan bobotnya yang hanya sekitar 210 gram, controller ini terasa agak ringan dan menjadi kurang mantap digenggam. Tapi tambahan tombol M1 dan M2 pada bagian belakangnya ini layak diberi pujian. Tombolnya terasa begitu pas diakses oleh jari tengah dan mendapat sensasi rasa tekan yang sangat enak. Secara keseluruhan, controller ini terasa sangat baik. Tombol-tombolnya terasa enak, nyaman, dan mendapat respon yang tergolong cepat. Hanya saja analognya ini mendapatkan nilai yang kurang memuaskan. Tes ini pun kami ulang beberapa kali dan tetap mendapatkan hasil yang sama. Jelas analognya ini tidak terasa membulat, dan arah diagonal harus ditempuh dengan jarak yang sedikit lebih panjang, dan gerakannya pun menjadi sedikit terpatah. Meski demikian, kami masih cukup enjoy saat menggunakan controller ini di dalam game-game action. Dan saat kami menekan tombol ini terlalu dalam, tombolnya akan hilang ke dalam dan tidak dapat kembali lagi. Terpaksa kami pun harus membongkar controller ini dan memperbaikinya dari dalam. Tampaknya memang tombol-tombol ini mengambang di atas membran karetnya yang begitu tinggi. Jadi di luar bobotnya yang ringan dan beberapa kualitas lainnya yang sedikit kurang, controller ini benar-benar layak untuk dibeli, nyaman dan enak digunakan. Dapat dihubungkan dengan beberapa device, tombol belakang yang oke, fiturnya yang lengkap, belum lagi harganya yang tergolong murah. Ini merupakan controller tanpa brand yang dapat kami rekomendasikan. Dan entah kenapa tidak ada penjelasan apapun untuk koneksinya dengan device lain. Seolah-olah controller ini hanya mendapatkan izin untuk dihubungkan dengan Nintendo Switch saja. Oh iya, T23 Pro ini pun ditemani dengan saudaranya yang hadir tanpa embel-embel Pro, dengan minus NFC reader untuk Amiibo. Berikut controller lain yang dapat kalian temui dengan harga dan
See,
fitur yang
see, see,
hampir
see,
sama.
see.
Demikian review kita. Device lain.
Listen.
Seolah-olah controller ini hanya mendapatkan izin untuk dihubungkan dengan Nintendo Switch saja. Oh iya, T23 Pro ini pun ditemani dengan saudaranya yang hadir tanpa embel-embel Pro dengan minus NFC reader untuk Amiibo. Berikut controller lainnya.
Did you hear that? Did you hear that? Even he said not all models come with that. Not all models have a built-in NFC reader. His does, and his cost almost as much as mine did, because his has a NFC reader like mine. So see, now I don't feel so bad. I don't feel ripped off. Cause let's see, which guy was it? No, not him. Not, was it this guy? No, shit, that's him. Here we go.
If you're currently looking for a gaming controller for your Nintendo Switch and PC, then I highly recommend you to check out Terios Gaming's T23 wireless controller for the Nintendo Switch, especially if you're a fan of the fighting genre. Hey, what's up everybody? I'm Edward, and in today's video, I'll be sharing my thoughts and feedback after playing around with this controller that was sent to me for review. So if you like what you see in today's video, feel free to check out our sponsor's website, teriosgaming.com, in the link below, and the link to their Amazon product page in the description below. And don't forget to hit that subscribe button to stay updated if you haven't already. And that's up, up, down, down, left, right into the details. My first impressions when unboxing the T23 wireless controller was that the packaging was fairly simple, so the unboxing experience was nothing fancy to talk about.
Yeah, I know.
Controller, fairly short USB-C cable used for charging, a
Yeah,
very detailed
very
user
short.
manual, and a warranty card. I was surprised how sturdy the controller and the buttons felt for only $29.
Yeah,
The controller
yeah,
is made
yeah,
with
yeah.
a lightly textured.
He paid $29. But I think he got ripped off. I think he got ripped off a little. Cause he paid $29, but then you got add tax and everything. So he paid a little less than I did, but like I said, I think he got ripped off. This is why.
Plastic material with extra texturing on the side that provides extra grip, especially if your hands get sweaty during intense matches. Measuring at 155 millimeters wide by 115 millimeters long and 65 millimeters high, the T23 wireless controller is slightly larger than the Nintendo Switch Pro controller.
Yep.
But surprisingly, it weighs slightly lighter than Nintendo's Pro controller at 210 grams.
Yep.
As for the design of the controller, it follows a traditional Xbox controller design similar to the Pro controller with 15 buttons, 10 which are your standard face and shoulder buttons, a screenshot and a home button, with an additional turbo button and two programmable buttons located on the back of the controller. There are also two clickable analog sticks topped with rubber, which are both very smooth and just the right amount of resistance. And in my opinion, are actually quite good for a controller at this price range.
But
For
he
the
got ripped
features,
off.
the turbo and programmable buttons are what makes this controller stand out from Nintendo's Pro controller. The
Yeah.
turbo button can be used to set between 3 turbo modes ranging from 5 presses per second up to 20 presses per second. If you're pressing the turbo plus button plus the key you want to enable turbo mode and selecting the number of presses using the right analog stick. As for the programmable buttons mode, the T23 comes with 2 programmable buttons underneath the controller that can easily be pressed with your middle or ring fingers and can either be remapped to another button, trigger a combination of button presses simultaneously,
No,
or a
they
sequence
can't.
of button presses, kind of like recording a macro for up to 26 button inputs. And having this feature really makes playing some types of game jump much more easier. But other than those two features,
The bottom buttons, the bottom buttons toggle switches cannot be programmed. But then again, as you will hear, his model is different than mine.
the Terrace Gaming T23 wireless controller can be used in both wired and wireless mode with your Nintendo Switch and PC, and features low latency and low power consumption Bluetooth 5.0 to ensure you don't experience input lag. There's also a 6-axis gyro motion control for games that support it, but there's no longer an NFC reader in this model probably due to limited space. So, having
Right
used a
there.
T23 wireless mode with your Nintendo Switch and PC, and features low latency and low power consumption Bluetooth 5.0 to ensure you don't experience input lag. There's also a 6-axis gyro motion control for games that support it, but there's no longer an NFC reader in this model probably due to limited space.
See, in his model, he doesn't have an NFC reader like I do. And that's probably why mine costs a little more. Because mine has the NFC reader. Unlike his. Also, I am disabled one of the toggle switches because it really doesn't utilize anything except uh, it doesn't utilize anything except cruise control. Now I'm pretty sure with the car, I never used cruise control with any of my cars, but some people probably do. But when it comes to a controller, yeah, you don't really need cruise control. Especially if you don't really play very many racing games. I only play two racing games, and using cruise control with those racing games really wouldn't be a good idea. Um, and they're not racing games for Nintendo Switch. Though it's for Xbox. But dude, continue.
So, having used the T23 wireless controller on a variety of games on my Nintendo Switch and PC for weeks now, the controller functions really well. The travel distance of the buttons were near identical to Nintendo's Pro controller, and there were no complaints or issues with the analog sticks.
Nope.
My large hands also found the shape of the controller to be comfortable for extended sessions of up to 3 hours and more, so that's a plus if you have slightly large hands like me.
Yep.
As for the turbo mode, revisiting games like Bayonetta with button matching sequences made me wish that I had this controller when I first played it, so my hands didn't feel like they were gonna fall off every time I played it. So that's a nice feature to have when I need it.
Yeah.
And the
Turbo.
programmable buttons, aside from finding it helpful in some fighting games and open world action games like Mortal Kombat 11 and Hyrule Warriors, I haven't really found a genre of games that will really benefit from this feature yet. But it is a nice feature to have when you really need it. Although I would prefer if the button flaps design that is used to make activating the M1 and M2 buttons is changed, because the current design feels like it might break easily if you mash those buttons too hard in the heat of a match. And also, another thing I wanted to point out here is that to start programming, you will need to press either M1 or M2 together with the plus button, which in most cases will pause the game.
That's
So
on
you
his.
cannot
That's
record
on
while
his
you see
model.
what's on the screen. This will be a bit annoying, especially if you have to time each button press based on the action on the screen. So make sure you pause your game first before you activate programming mode. But other than that, the stated battery life of 15 hours was good, and I was only needed to charge it every 3 to 4 days. I also did not experience any random disconnections during this 2.5 week period, other than the occasional taking longer than usual to power on my Nintendo Switch via this controller, so that's good. As for the lack of the built-in NFC reader, I didn't have any issue with it because there are not many games that really need this function, and I can always switch back to handheld mode to register in an amiibo with the Joy-Cons when I need to. So in conclusion, for only $29 and getting programmable buttons in a well-built controller is an awesome deal. Comparing to other controllers at similar price range, I haven't found one that has both programmable buttons and comes with a durable build quality. So I honestly believe that if you do choose the Terios Gaming T23 wireless controller for your Nintendo Switch, then you will be getting a steal of value for your money. Alright, thank you again Terios Gaming for sending over this review.
But you see, that's the thing. I don't feel so cheated now. Um, I don't know if I don't know. Maybe I should leave. Maybe I should leave him a comment. Let him know that he did get cheated because mine does have the NFC reader. I haven't got no money yet, which is really dragging me down. Oh, damn it. Oh, wait a minute. Wait a minute. Wait a minute. Did I just get, did I just get spear? No. But, yeah, so I don't feel ripped off as much. Cause like I said, I did pay a little more than $29 or whatnot. But then again, like I said, mine has the chip reader. His doesn't. Ah, shit. I hate those bone arrows that are less quality. Now, this one is uh, Tears of Kingdom amiibo, and it doesn't really do much. It really did. As you just seen, it didn't really drop much at all. Now, this one's a opponent. Let's see if we. Nope. But yeah, it is. This one is, um, yeah. The features make the features make this one better to a point than the Nintendo Switch. But it's not the official Nintendo Switch Pro controller. Like I said, I inadvertently threw mine away. I didn't mean to throw it away. I wasn't gonna use it no more, but at the same time, I didn't mean to throw it away either. It's just that I was throwing away all that other crap, and I picked up the, well, I wasn't thinking, and I put the controller with all that other crap I was throwing away. Yeah, what the hell? Oh, no, 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 no. Good. I didn't want that shield anyways. Also, Nintendo Switch, the original, the original Nintendo Switch Pro controller I had, well, buttons weren't programmable, didn't have turbo, and well, it just didn't feel right to me. But that's just me though. I mean, I imagine there's a lot of people out there that really love the original Pro controller for Nintendo Switch. No, I really don't use my shields much for anything except surfing on. I love the surfing. I love the surfing Zelda. And like I said from the beginning, if you um before you even start with any of the temples or shrines or anything, you need to build up the strength of your avatar. Okay, no, I don't want that sword. So that sword is gone bye bye. Okay, that's all my amiibos for now. It's all of them for now. I don't know what that sword even was. So, since that's all the amiibos I'm loading right now, um, I really don't have to look to see what I'm doing. I mean, I can see pretty good the way it is, but yeah, there we go. Now that I have all my amiibos in all the weapons I want and need and everything. Yeah. Um, let's just go back to um, let's see what was that uh Tears of the Kingdom. Yeah.
Watched the trailer where that was talked about. Yeah, we haven't watched any of the leaked gameplay stuff so I don't know anything. Or so the treehouse demo. I just apologize for not knowing right away. Yeah. Hello. I mean, hey, I'm sure people told us. And you're right. Whoa. Hey. Hey. Yeah. All right. Yep. Excellent. What's up? The sewer constructs were the first to be built. After that, we crafted others suited to different roles. Culinary construct, maker constructs. You'll find all sorts of them still active in this place. Some became so skilled with their specialties that they surpassed us. We began to learn from them instead. You should take time. You should take time out to talk to them. They can teach you many things you might not yet know. So, did all of them die? Or are they they were gods. Yeah. So, did they just surpass? They said they didn't have a physical form anymore. Yeah. Whoa. Hello. Oh, were you asleep? I'm sorry. Yeah, they were snoozing. The routes to cross the other side are broken. Transportation is on hold indefinitely. This is ordinarily where we send resources across the river. The only silver lining is that the Zonite devices are damaged. Okay, so I can power this with my battery. Now, no Zonite devices, there are necessities around here. Allow me to explain. Green thing is called a Zonite device. The one you see here is a fan.
Yeah.
Swing on the fan by striking it. Nice. They're self-evidently used.
I don't I don't know if I'm going to get Tears of the Kingdom. I really don't know if I'm going to do that because in every playthrough I've seen of it, I've not seen one damn moblin. They all look like robots. I mean, I may get it and never play it, but get it as a collector. But yeah, the moblins is what I like. I like the moblins. Yeah, old man. And like I said before, I don't know how in the hell they took my grace, but they did. That's the That's the only reason I'm starting this whole thing over from the beginning. I didn't want to. I didn't want to, but damn it.
Well done there, young one. Now then, the time has come to show you who I truly am.
You're Santa Claus.
I was King Rome Bosphoramus Hyrule.
Huh.
I was the last leader of Hyrule, a kingdom which no longer exists.
I thought you were Santa Claus. Just like the other guy and girl. I thought you were Santa Claus.
The Great Calamity was merciless. It devastated everything in its path. Lo, a century ago, it was then life was taken away from me. And since that time, here I have remained in spirit form. I did not think it wise to overwhelm you while your memory was still fragile. So rather than that, I thought it best to assume a temporary form. Forgive me. I think you are now ready. Ready to hear what happened 100 years ago.
I think Zelda already
To know
told us.
Calamity Ganon's true form, one must know the story from an age long past. The Demon King was born into this kingdom, but his transformation into malice created the horror you see now. Stories of Ganon were passed from generation to generation in the form of legends and fairy tales. But there was also prophecy. The signs of a resurrection of Calamity Ganon are on the land. I stole it beneath the ground. We decided to heed the prophecy and began excavating large areas of land. It wasn't long before we discovered several ancient relics made by the hands of our distant ancestors. These relics, the divine beasts, were giant machines piloted by warriors. We also found the goblins, an army of mechanical soldiers who fought autonomously. This coincided with ancient legends, oft repeated throughout our land. We also learned of a princess with a sacred power, and her appointed knight, chosen by the sword that seals the darkness. It was they who sealed Ganon away using the power of these ancient relics. 100 years ago, there was a princess sent to inherit a sacred power, and a skilled knight at her side. It was clear that we must follow our ancestors' path. We selected 4 skilled individuals from across Hyrule and tasked them with the duty of piloting the divine beasts. With the princess as their commander, we dubbed these pilots champions, a name that would solidify their unique bond. The princess, her appointed knight, and the rest of the champions were on the brink of sealing away Ganon. But then, Ganon seemingly responded with a plan beyond our imagining. He appeared from deep below Hyrule Castle, seized control of the Guardians and the Divine Beasts, turned against us. The champions lost their lives, those recited by the castle as well. The appointed knight bravely offered the lapse to a hope in the princess. And thus, the kingdom of Hyrule was devastated absolutely by Calamity Ganon. However, the princess survived to face Ganon alone.
Link, you are our final hope. The fate of Hyrule rests with you.
Zelda.
You were taken to the Shrine of Resurrection. Here you now stand, revitalized 100 years later. The words of guidance you have been hearing since your awakening are from Princess Zelda herself. Even now, as she whirls again from within Hyrule Castle, she calls out for your help. However, my daughter's power will soon be exhausted. Once that happens, Ganon will freely regenerate himself, and nothing will stop him from consuming our land. Considering that I could not save my own kingdom, I have no right to ask this of you, Link,
Well, then don't.
but I am powerless here. You must save her, my daughter. Do whatever it takes to ensure Ganon. Somehow, Ganon has maintained control over all four divine beasts, as well as those guardians swarming around Hyrule Castle.
Because he's evil.
I believe it would be quite reckless for you to head directly to the castle at this point. I suggest that you make your way east out to one of the villages in the wilderness. Follow the road to Kakariko Village. There you will find the Elder Impa. She will tell you more about the path that lies ahead. Consult the map on your Sheikah slate for the precise location of Kakariko Village. Make your way past the twin summits of the dueling peaks. From there, follow the road as it proceeds north.
Yeah. You can suggest all you want. You can suggest all you want, but um, um, I am not going to take your suggestions because after all, it was your daughter who killed me. Well, nearly killed me. It's your daughter's fault that well, I mean, bottom line is this: why is it that she only? Yeah. Hmm. See, and the thing is this: if Link would have knew what he knows, well, if Link would have knew what he finds out later on, um, I don't think he would be risking so much to try to save her. Yeah. Hyrule Kingdom. And that's another thing. That's another thing. I mean, in Tears of the Kingdom, they seem hunky dory with each other. And I mean, I'm sorry, but I just don't see how that's possible because, I mean, Link is like, hey, I'll follow you wherever you go. I'm sorry, but no pussy in the world is is worth that much. I mean, not once did Princess Zelda apologize for almost killing him. I mean, it's totally her fault. And I mean, I don't know how many players of Zelda Breath of the Wild actually know that it's really Zelda's fault for Link being in the shape he's in. I don't know how many. I don't know how many Zelda players know that Zelda is the cause for him almost dying. Okay, let's see. Where am I going? Where am I going? Okay, I'm headed in the right direction. Um, yeah. Don't worry me. Oh, whoa. You want a piece of me? Come on. Come on. You want a piece of me, huh? I will make you regret it. Okay, let's see. Where's the book? The book, the book, the book, the book. Hmm. But yeah, I mean, I'm sorry, but when I first got Zelda Breath of the Wild, yeah, I rushed as quick as possible to try to save Princess Zelda. But if I would have knew then what I know now about Zelda being the one that almost killed Link, hmm, yeah, yeah, once I found out that she's the reason for his, um, I mean, I mean, I'm sorry, but that's the way it is. I mean, it's just like Batman versus Superman, Superman versus Batman, whatever the hell you want to call it. I mean, if it wasn't for Batman, Superman would be at full power. Superman would be at full strength, and he could kill Doomsday, no problem. Where the hell am I going? No shit. I know where I need to go. But yeah, yeah, so now that I know what Zelda did, I mean, I mean, I just take my damn sweet time doing what the heck ever I want to do, and she can just wait, because I mean, Tears of the Kingdom. Like I said, I don't know if I do buy Tears of the Kingdom, um, I will only buy it for collect. Oh, hi there, Bambi. If I do buy Tears of the Kingdom, I will only buy it for the collectible status. I won't buy it to play it ever because um well I just don't see no moblins. That's what I really like. I like the moblins. Um, and also, like I was saying, um, build up your avatar before you even start because it makes it so much easier to um. What the hell is that? Oh, well, I know where I need to go. Oh, you want to miss me, huh? Gonna stomp a mud hole in you and walk it dry. Hey, let's go bowling sometime, eh? But, well, and see, that's the thing. Um, that's the thing. Um, when you can take out your opponent with one hit, hey, I think I found it. Yep, yeah, I think I found it. Okay, where's the book? Book, please. Give me the book. Okay, where's. Okay, there I am. I want the book. Give me the book. Where in the hell is the book? I don't have time for you. I need the damn book. I want the damn book. It should be around here somewhere. I think, yeah, here we go. Yeah, here we go. There we go. There we go. Everything getting unlocked now. Yeah, baby. Unlocking everything. Okay, now we need to go. No, 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 no. Okay, let's see. Where do we need to go? Let me just double check here. Okay. Let's get some. Okay. Um, I know I don't have. I know I don't have the map, but then again, I don't need the full map to find the mask. Okay. So it's somewhere. Let's see. Where's my green one? But there. Okay. Follow the epic road. Follow the epic road. Yeah, big road. Yeah, big road. Follow. Move up to see the wizard. Yeah. Oh, hi boys. Let's let's um let's get together and order a pizza. Man, this would be so much easier if I had a horse. Hey, wait a minute. Do I see what I think I see? Yes, I do. Hey, whoa, wait a minute here. Hey, I got an idea. Let's have some fun. Okay, let's see. Okay. Bomb. Yeah, they didn't even know. Oh, hi. That's all I got. I sorry about that. I thought I got all you guys. Oh, oh, hi. I didn't know. I didn't. There we go. Money. And well, while I'm here, let's do a little. No. Let's do a little cooking since I'm here. Let's see. Fish. Fish. Get in my dish. 7 hearts. That's only 14. I guess I'll. I guess I'll be alright. 14. Okay, let's see. Oh, that gave me 10 hearts. Hmm. Okay, let's see here. Okay, let's see. Hey, 12 minutes to finish. That's not bad at all. Let's just save it right here for now. Go check something out real quick. Let's just save that again. Double check. Make sure it's getting saved. And oh, and speaking of which, I have a year membership to Nintendo Online, which and I got it at a good price too. I paid I only paid $21.23. Okay, yeah, okay, let's see. Here we go. Zelda Breath of the Wild collect all the poop. Yeah, here we go.
What is going on, guys? Just going to Graham Cassidy coming at you with a brand new Breath of the Wild video. We just got the 900th Korok. It says you have found all the hidden Koroks. You should tell Hetsu the good news. I am playing tunes. We are live streaming. This is live. We are doing this. I'm going to be putting this up as another video. We're going to tell Hetsu, whatever you want to call him. We're going right now. Let's go get it. Let's go get it, boys. Hype. This hype. Oh, baby. This hype, you guys can see we are one sub right now away as well from 2,700, 900 Korok seeds. Look, boom, 900 Korok seeds, baby. Look at this. Let's get the hype. This is my reaction to getting 900 Korok seeds. Okay, you ready? Are you ready? We're going. Let's pause music. 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. We're gonna talk to Hetsu. Hey, guess what? All the forest children return to the Korok Forest. You must have had an army of people searching for them. No, just me. No way. Oh my goodness. Nice. In that case, I'll give you my treasure. But let's expand your inventory first. Expanded everything as far as all the stashes can go. Nice. Nice.
Yeah, but wait till you see what your reward is for collecting all those.
Talk to him again. It's amazing you found all the children of the forest. Amazing, amazing. You maxed all your stashes. So let me take a big poo poo for you. Yo, it's true. We got Hestu's gift. A gift of friendship given to you by Hestu. It smells pretty bad. I can't believe that's legit.
Yeah.
Do you like it? I
It's
hope you'll still visit me. You can
poop.
watch me dance whenever. I want your maracas. Yo, we only have 98.01%. 98%. It's a crazy thing is I have every single shrine, all 120, but we have 42 out of 42 shrine quests and 76 out of 76 side quests. And we have every single memory. We got
Yeah, it's nothing but poop. But yeah, um um let's see what we get a hold of here to pass the time because okay, no, Star Talk, yeah, definitely.
So, Chuck, I never give you a chance to ask me a question for one of our explainers. Anything been eating you lately?
Well, I mean, since you asked, how about, because this is something you hear all the time, especially in jokes, believe it or not.
Really?
Yeah, Schrodinger's cat.
Wait a minute, you have a quantum division of the joke department?
Well, I don't think that the comedians know what Schrodinger's cat is, but
Okay.
it's such a ubiquitous reference that
Yeah.
they make reference to it a lot of times.
It's interculture. It's
It
interculture.
has interculture. I don't know why they don't call it Schrodinger's dog.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So it dates back to Erwin Schrödinger, Erwin, yes, and he was a physicist. But
Right.
they all won Nobel Prizes. All these people who contributed to our understanding of the quantum,
Right.
and quantum mechanics is what it's officially called. But I like just calling it quantum physics because it's an entire branch of physics that
Right.
deals with the small things in the universe. All that
So
is
you
small.
do sweat the small stuff.
Yes, you do.
I see.
Precisely. Precisely. And the Schrodinger's cat relates a little bit to what people call the observer effect.
Uh-huh.
Okay, where if you observe something, you change it. So I can respond to both of those in the same pop, if you allow me.
Okay.
So let's do the observer effect for the moment. So it's unfortunate that somebody called it the observer effect because then New Age folk and other people who are basically scientifically illiterate were thinking it's your consciousness that affects what you're observing. And oh my gosh, there's a consciousness field, and they go running off off the cliff.
See, what you don't understand is that, like, particles are totally alive. Okay? And the reason why there's a collective consciousness in the universe is because, like, all of these particles that are spinning, what they're actually doing is conducting thought and consciousness.
They're
They're thinking, man. Rocks think, trees think,
Yeah.
more than rocks.
Right. So let me cut through all of that and simply say that you're sitting there and I can see you because, in fact, you're illuminated by, if not sunlight through an open window, an uncurtained window, but artificial light within the room. All right, that light hits your face, bounces off your face, goes through the computing system, and I see you. Okay? That light carries energy. Every photon of light that strikes your face carries energy. And then they most of them reflect, others get absorbed. Actually, it depends on how dark your skin is. Skin is very dark, it'll absorb most of them. If you have
That's because, photons, they want to be a part of this, baby.
Let me get
Whoa,
some.
whoa,
Let
whoa.
me.
Be on your guard. Gamma's power grows, rises to its peak after the hour of the blood moon. Lights glow with aimless spirits of monsters slain in the name of the light. Return to flesh. Nick, please be careful.
You're telling me to be careful, but yet you're the one that. Oh no, you don't want to get up off your butt and help me. No, you want me to do all the work. Baby, baby, you almost, you killed me, basically, almost.
Oh, I see where we're landing. We got some good chocolate happening over here.
Yes, just to be more precise about Chuck's excursion there, darker skinned people absorb more sunlight than lighter skinned people, and it's your albedo. It's the percentage of incident energy that you absorb relative to what you reflect. Very important calculation for the Earth, because what Earth absorbs drives our climate, whereas what Earth reflects back to space just goes back to space from the sun. And so glaciers reflect light, cloud tops reflect light, oceans reflect light, that sort of thing.
So for climate change to solve it, we just need to get a bunch of white people in one place.
Just reflect the light to reduce the.
Do us a favor, guys. Sunbathe. Everybody just sunbathe right here.
Reflect out the sun.
Okay. All right. I'm sorry. I had to do it, man.
All right.
Don't write.
But that was good. That was fun.
Yeah,
that was a good one. Yeah, I mean, if the Earth is getting hot, you just increase its albedo to increase the reflectance of it. So
right.
Yeah. So instead of Chuck's solution, everyone could just wear white clothing, and that would
Sure.
even better.
Right. That's more inclusive. I'll give you. That's more inclusive.
The DEI, the authorities will. That's how you do that on the campus. So here's the thing: if I made you tinier and tinier and tinier,
right?
So you're no longer a macroscopic human; you're a microscopic particle. There's a particle size below which, when you open the curtains and shine light on you, that light will hit you and pop you into another location.
So I'm smaller than the photon?
Than your capacity to move to a different state of existence. That the energy that is required to make it happen, correct.
Got it. It's energy.
The same as the energy of the light that's hitting you.
Gotcha. So you hit me with
in order to see you,
right?
And then you pop somewhere else, and I say, "Where'd you go?"
Right. So,
what are you doing?
So am I there? Am I not there? Well, we'll never really know because you're hitting me with something that makes me not there once you're exposing me to it.
Correct. And since it happens on the moment you're exposed, right. Not the moment I see you,
right.
I will never know what you were doing.
Exactly.
Okay, if you're small enough for that light energy to affect you in that way. So that's why we don't think about this in everyday life, because we're too big for light to pop us into other states of existence.
Exactly.
But particles, electrons, atoms, all of this, it happens all the time. And this was a very disturbing discovery in the 1920s. We're in the centennial decade of the discovery of quantum physics in the 1920s. Because you discover this, I want to see what you're doing. Oh my gosh, you're not going to let me see what you're doing. Because the light I shine on you in order to see it is... So it's really it's not so much an observer effect, it's a measurement effect.
Exactly.
Okay, get the human brain out. It's just the device to measure you. You can't know it. Okay.
Right.
So let's get on to. So it has nothing to do with consciousness. So let's get on to Schrodinger's cat. By the way, it's from an era where people spoke lightly of doing bad things to cats. Okay.
Oh no, Peter.
So but Peter wasn't around. So I'm a little disturbed that they picked cats. Right? They could have picked dogs. They could have picked worms. But cats are lovable and will fit in a box, right? And so because house cats don't come as large as house dogs do. Just think that through. Okay.
Right.
Can you imagine?
Yeah, a box for a dog is called your living room.
Right. So here's what happens. You say to yourself, you put a cat in a box. The cat is a quantum cat with two states of existence. It's either dead or alive. While it's in the box, you have no idea which it is. And so the way we describe this in quantum physics, if you do the experiments, okay, so some percentage of the time you open the box, the cat will be alive, others the cat will be dead. And so what we say is that the cat's existence is a superposition of being dead and being alive.
I got you.
It's a superposition of those two states.
Because it's in the box.
It's in the box and you're not looking at it.
And you're not looking at it, and that's why the superposition exists.
Correct. And it's a quantum cat, not a macroscopic.
It's not Maru, the internet cat that people love to see jump out of a box.
Okay, all right.
It's a hypothetical quantum cat.
By the way, do you know cats on the internet took a steep rise the same year that Cats on Broadway closed?
Really?
Yes. Check your data on that.
That is a weird little.
So we need somebody to investigate that, because where did those cats go? Is what. So it was like 1990, early internet, and Cats closes on Broadway. And so I think people needed their cat fix, and it landed on the internet. But anyhow, so here we go. Now the superposition, the details of that experiment are more intricate than what I'm describing to you, because what they wanted was to have like something that's radioactive that would decay, and then that would then trigger a gate that would open the box. It's a little more Rube Goldbergian than what I'm describing. But just to be clear, if you don't look in the box, you do not know if the cat is alive or dead. So the Schrodinger's cat is, you're talking about something that you don't know about until you actually investigate it.
It's the end of the movie 7.
I didn't see that.
That was a movie that came out many years ago with Morgan Freeman and the beautiful man. I forget his name. Oh God, he did 12 Monkeys. He's done
Bruce Willis.
What's his name? Brad Pitt.
Brad Pitt, of course.
Brad Pitt. So Brad Pitt is stalking a serial killer who is using the 7 deadly sins to kill people. Long story short, the last murder, he puts the head of someone in the box. And Brad Pitt wants to know what's in the box. And Morgan Freeman says, don't look in the box. There's no reason for you to look in this box. And Brad Pitt goes, what's in the box? Because he knows that it's his wife's head.
That is completely morbid. Like, what?
I know, but it's perfect. It should be called Schrodinger's cat. It should be called Brad Pitt's wife's head.
Chuck, that is the most morbid analogy to this example I have ever heard.
Oh, because a dead cat is perfectly fine.
Oh, no, okay. So this actually, in a way, applies to quantum computing, which you might have heard snippets about, or at least bits of headlines that are making the news. So we think regular computing is like a zeros and ones, bits, right? And all calculations are done in this way. Well, quantum computing, a quantum bit, otherwise known as a qubit, can be either a 0 or a 1, or anything in between.
Okay.
It could be 80% 1, 20% 0, 50-50, 80% 0, 20% 1, or anything on that continuum. And so So the qubit has more computational versatility than a regular bit that can only be either a 0 or a 1. And the when I say you can be anywhere between a 0 and 1, statistically, you can have that bit represent 80% ones, 20% zeros, 50. It can be any combination of those two in the service of the programming that you're introducing to the computer. So all of that, Schrodinger's cat, your dead wife's head in a box,
Right.
from this morbid movie that now I'm never going to see. So you were so excited about it too.
Because it's so much better than Schrodinger's cat.
Okay.
It actually represents something that is consequential that, you know, I mean, never mind, it doesn't really make a difference. It doesn't make any difference once you're in the quantum. It doesn't make a difference. But it's just a much cooler reference.
Right, because it's not a quantum head.
It's not a quantum head, so
Right.
it doesn't make a difference. You know, once you're in the quantum, it's not a cat, it's a quantum cat, and it's not a head, it's a quantum head. So
Oh, I see what you're saying. It was never really a cat to begin with.
Right.
It was a fictional quantum cat. In
Exactly.
the same way, it's a quantum head.
exactly.
Oh,
Exactly.
The world according to Chuck.
It's so funny. You're like, Chuck, go have another bowl and get back to me.
So Chuck, there it is. That's like, Schrodinger's cat 101. He could have called it Schrodinger's coin. Is it heads or tails?
Right.
Right?
Exactly.
It's just is the quantum state only have two possibilities in that description. And so once you open the box and thereby gain access to information that is otherwise hidden from any observer or any device that would make the measurement.
Coin is actually the best representation, since if it's a superposition, like we said, or like you said, like I said, right? Please. Look at me taking credit for quantum discoveries.
No.
However, that means it's always a probability. So
Probability, correct.
it's always a probability. So that means quantum coin is actually, you came up with the best one. Why you got to do that? Why you got to best me? Well, I come up with a head in the box, and then you still got to outdo me. Really,
We
bro? Come on.
We can't leave our fans with a head in a box version of this. I'm sorry. And just to be clear, the quantum state doesn't have to be one or the other.
Right.
It depends on the atom and all the circumstances, but it can be any number of different states that each have a probability of being true.
Exactly.
And in fact, the wave function of the particle extends outside of the box.
Oh.
So the probability drops rapidly across the border of the box, but it still exists in a little bit outside the box. So what's inside the box has a probability of spontaneously disappearing from inside the box and appearing outside the box. That's called tunneling, and it does that instantaneously, like faster than the speed of light. Another spooky, freaky thing in quantum physics, and that relates in part to quantum entanglement, because you can have two different particles whose wave functions interact on a way that when you do something to one particle, the other one knows about it instantly because their wave functions communicate. This is quantum 101. It's like the fun parts of quantum.
That is a lot.
It's crazy. So we should do a lot of these about quantum physics. This was like an overview. I could spend a whole explainer on each one of these things because this is the decade. In the 1920s was a watershed decade in physics where Hubble discovers that the Milky Way is not the only galaxy. There are other island universes, they were called. Andromeda is another galaxy containing 400 billion stars. And 3 years later, in 1929, he discovered that the universe is expanding, and we apply Einstein's relativity to show that we've got possibly a Big Bang, which would make 50 years before we have the supporting data. And most of what we now know, understand, and love about quantum physics was discovered in the 1920s. And we know all of that before the neutron was discovered.
And before Texas Instruments actually made a calculator.
Yeah. And why is that?
Because
That means these guys had to work that math
Oh,
out
I see
on
what you're
their
saying.
own.
Okay, before anybody made a calculator. Right,
Yeah,
right,
yeah.
exactly. Exactly. By the way, I had a friend who had the very first Texas Instruments scientific calculator. And he knew it was the first because it didn't even have a model number on it.
Wow.
It predated model, it would ultimately become the TI-35. But I remember we all crowded around it, staring at it. It was one of those moments that you never forget.
Okay, I just love the visual of a bunch of nerds crowding around. And then, you think they're looking at a magazine or something, and then you part the ways, they're all around a calculator. Oh, look at it. Can you believe this thing?
Welcome to the Geekiverse.
Do the cosine. Do the cosine.
I'm a tangent man myself. Sorry, Chuck, we got to call it quits there.
All right.
We ran over the clock on this one. But quantum physics deserved a few extra minutes we gave it, I think.
Absolutely.
All right. All right. Till next time. This has been a Star Talk Explainer. Just for you. Neil deGrasse Tyson. Keep looking up. Welcome to Talk. DeGrasse Tyson, your personal astrophysicist. In this episode, we feature a compilation of things you thought you knew. Each segment, along with my co-host, Chuck Nice, we dig into a topic that you might think you understand, but do you really? What's the difference between mass, weight, and density, for example? Well, let's find out. Chuck, good to see you again.
Good to see you. What's happening? What do we got? What's going on? I can't wait to hear.
I'm still at it. I lose sleep at night thinking, I gotta tell this to Chuck. Just so you know, I'm thinking.
I don't believe that for I don't believe that for 1 second. But I'll take it. I will take it.
I just gotta straighten some things out. Okay, I think that some people, not everybody, but some people I think have this all confused, and I want to straighten it out.
All right.
It's the difference between mass, weight, and density.
Oh, well, okay. Now, without a doubt, there's a lot of people that get that confused.
I just want to, okay, so generally, if you go on a diet, you want to lose weight, right?
Absolutely.
So it's not what's actually happening. It is, but it's not the root of what's happening. What you're really doing is you're losing mass. You want there to be less of you tomorrow than there is today.
If only I could keep the parts that I want.
if you consume fewer calories today than you burned calories today, you will lose weight. Okay? It's that simple.
Okay.
I've joked about this. A weight loss book written by a physicist would have one sentence. Consume calories at a slower rate than you burn them. That's the entire, that's it. But so if tomorrow you want less of you than there is today, you are losing mass.
Okay.
The mass is the sum of all the particles that comprise Chuck.
Okay.
That's your mass. I could take you and put you on the moon, you'll weigh less. But you still have all of your particles.
Okay, then that is where I need to move. When can we do this?
So if you weigh 180 pounds, I don't know how much you weigh, let's call you 180 pounds on Earth.
Okay.
On the moon, you weigh 1/6 of that.
Right.
So you weigh 30 pounds. So, Chuck, you want to lose 150 pounds? Your nutrition will say, no, Chuck, you'll die. No, I'm just going to go to the moon for a day, weigh myself, I'm 150 pounds. So your weight is not itself the measure of how much mass you have.
Okay.
You also weigh a little less at the top of a mountain because you're farther away from the center of the Earth than you do in Death Valley, where you're at a low point relative to other places on Earth.
So if you get on a scale at the top of Everest, you're going to weigh less than you would on that same scale in Death Valley.
In Death Valley, correct.
Well,
a little less.
Okay.
Right? People at the equator weigh a little less than they would if they're visiting Santa Claus.
Oh, that's because there's a lot of sun down there, and they got to stay in bikini shape all year long.
That's fine. Right.
That's really what it's about.
So the equator is the speed at which you are moving is faster than at other latitudes. People on the equator are moving about 1,000 miles an hour. We here in New York we're moving about 800 miles an hour. So that centrifugal force makes them lighter than we are.
Gotcha.
So all of this is affecting your weight, but it's not affecting your mass. Okay, so if you want to lose weight in any zone, then lose mass. All right, just to be clear about that.
All right.
Okay? So weight loss programs are actually mass loss programs.
Okay. And so weight then is about forces then. It's
Correct.
not about
It's the definition of weight. Weight is the force of gravity on you. Well, whose gravity are we talking about? Earth, or the sun, or Venus, or the moon? So you find out what are the conditions of that force of gravity on you in that place, not only among planets, but even different places on Earth. And then you've got your weight. And that weight is related to how many molecules of chuck exist. But at the end of the day, if you want to weigh less, what you really mean is you want less mass. You want less chuck tomorrow than you had today. So I just want to put that out there.
something that right. Everybody could agree on that. Let's chuck tomorrow.
Less chuck tomorrow. It's like we don't show you the mail we get. When will Chuck disappear? we withhold those from you, Chuck.
Right.
Okay, so now we talk about how heavy something is. Okay.
Okay.
So when we think of something floating on water, generally the idea of it being heavy is not the same thought. Correct?
No, of course.
If it's heavy, it sinks. Okay. So now let's take let's go to who's the guy who splits wood sections into firewood?
Lumberjack.
Whatever that is. Okay. Go take one of these.
Paul Bunyan guys.
Paul Bunyan cylinders of wood.
Mm-hmm.
Okay? And it's going to be really heavy. We know this. Take it, plunk it down in a swimming pool. What happens to it?
It floats.
It floats.
Even though it's super heavy.
Okay, it is heavy, but it floats.
Right.
Okay? So, how do you get around that? Let's get more examples of that, okay?
Ivory soap.
What? Okay. Yes, ivory soap floats.
Right.
And as far as I know, it's the only soap that floats. I did an experiment when I was younger. I haven't checked lately, but I did test this. Yeah, ivory soap floats. All the others sink. Okay. So, why that should be a selling point, I don't know. But in its day, it was a selling point. And then it was 88/100% pure.
Right.
And it was like, pure what?
Right. Exactly.
I remember thinking that as a kid. But anyway, ivory soap long predates me, but I remember thinking all that. All right. So, heavy cream is lighter than skim milk.
Heavy cream is lighter than skim milk.
And you know why? Because it floats on the skim milk. That's how you get skim milk.
There you go.
The cream floats to the top.
Rises to the top, you skim it off, and you got some heavy cream.
So we say it's heavier, but we don't really mean heavier. Heavier to me is the absolute weight. How heavy is it? Can I make it up?
What we mean is thinner.
No, it's not thinner.
Well,
It's
more,
less
it's not as
dense.
viscous. Less dense.
Okay, viscosity is no. I should have added that. We'll get to viscosity in a minute.
Okay.
Heavy cream is less dense than water, than skim milk.
Right.
If you are less dense than something else, you float.
There you go. There it is.
Nothing else
matters. Right.
Okay? You will float. So heavy cream is, we would say it's lighter than skim milk, but that's a little deceptive. You want to be precise, you say it's less dense than skim milk, therefore it floats. Okay, so this is the fight I was going to fight, the encounter I had in a Pasadena coffee shop when I ordered hot chocolate with whipped cream, and the hot chocolate came, and there was no whipped cream anywhere to be found, and I said, server, where is the whipped cream? They said, oh, we put it on. I said, where is it? Oh, it must have sunk to the bottom. At which point I said, either you are lying, or the laws of physics that apply to the rest of the universe do not apply in your coffee shop. And so he got all gruffy and he went by and brought cream with him, okay, and then plunked it down and took one bob and it floated. I said, thank you for my whipped cream.
Mm-hmm.
Now, I don't know if that became like a story, because I'm sure waitstaff tell stories.
Right.
That's what happened. So he's thinking it's heavy, it probably fell to the bottom, and would choose to lie and rather lie about it, thinking that I didn't know what the hell I was talking about.
And when you took it away, you looked at him and you went, "Science, bitch."
You just got scienced.
You just got scienced.
So a couple more things about weight, mass, and density. So you realize that logs float, all right?
Right.
You're going to say, if I want it, but I don't float very well, all right? So if I want to float on the water, I'm going to use a log. So why don't I get a big log and then hollow it out? Okay. These are the first canoes.
Right.
Okay. The canoes are made of wood. And the canoe's going to float. I'm going to get in it, and we're good to go. Well, why don't you make a boat out of steel? Well, I can't do that because the steel will sink. That's not a boat. That's not going to work. No, let's be clever about it. Okay? By the way, if you make a boat out of steel, it's then impervious to the weapons of other boats. Oh my gosh, what a military advance this would be. This in the 19th century, I think it was, where the first people figured out I can make a boat out of things that are impervious to cannonballs.
Right.
And so, whereas if you make a boat out of wood, then it just busts through the wood.
Right.
So, what matters is not the density of the material. What matters is the density of everything that is sitting below water.
Aha.
So, if I create a hull, only the outer edge of the hull is made of steel. What's everything else inside the hull made out of?
Something else. No.
Air. Air.
It's okay. It's like a ballast.
Okay. No. Ballast has a different purpose.
Right.
It's going to stabilize.
Stabilize.
Okay.
Right.
So you put some heavy things just at the very bottom of the hull,
And that keeps it in position.
and that keeps it in position. So that'd be ballast.
Okay.
And a lot of the cobblestone in Lower Manhattan that built the roads was ballast in ships that came from Europe. Okay, and then they offload that and build roads with it.
Sweet.
Yeah. So a lot of it. No, and other things as well. But point is, so now the density is what is the total mass divided by the total volume. Okay? So this is grams per cubic centimeter or pounds per cubic inch. So those are the units of density. So let me get some units out there. So we've got the units of mass are grams and kilograms, and I'm not going to tell you the unit of mass for the English system. Okay? And the unit, people say, why not? Tell me.
Why not? No. So seriously, why would you give out the
Okay, the unit of mass in the English system is slug.
No.
Yes, that's why I told you not to ask me. So the mass, grams, kilograms, this sort of thing.
That's
Volume is the cubic of some length. So
Okay.
cubic inch, cubic centimeter, cubic meter. Those
Right.
are the density is the mass divided by the volume.
mass divided by volume.
Okay, so to see how that works. So if I have a certain amount of mass and I put it in a smaller and smaller volume,
It becomes more and more dense.
yeah. So what happens if the denominator gets smaller, then the number gets bigger.
It's bigger.
So you get higher and higher density because you're cramming all this into a smaller volume.
Right.
If the volume gets bigger and bigger and bigger for the same amount of mass,
Right.
then the density gets lower and lower and lower. You get beach balls and other
Right.
things.
It's spreading it out.
Spreading out. So what I've done with the steel is I put air in between the two steel sides of the boat.
Mm-hmm.
So now the density, the effective density, is the mass of the steel plus the mass of the air divided by the volume. And when I do that, I get something that's less dense than water. The whole thing floats.
So then it will only go down a certain amount in the water.
A certain amount.
That's it.
That's it. But it will float.
Wow.
That's how you make boats out of steel, and that's how military ships were first put together. I mean, cool. The indestructible type, right? So then you needed a weapon that could destroy the steel, and then you have the eternal contest of warring
Arms race.
Arms race.
Yeah.
Exactly. So There you have it, Chuck. So you have mass density. So anything that floats on water is simply less dense than water.
Right.
It doesn't matter how much it weighs.
Or what it is. It just has to be less dense than water.
Does nothing else matters.
Wow, that's cool.
It can weigh a zillion pounds and it'll still float.
Which is why my Uncle Edward floats. That's a big man. That's a fat brother, I'm telling you right
He's a
now.
big fat buddy float. Well, so fat is less dense than water, and bones and muscle is more dense. So if you float every time, you just have way more fat than muscle and bone.
Well, there you have it. Good for you, Uncle Eddie.
That's why it's no accident that marine mammals have a lot of fat.
Right.
Okay, the blubber, right?
Yes, huh?
So there's a lot of fat there, and that gives them buoyancy in the water.
Yes.
All right. Oh, by the way, what's an ice cube made out of?
Water.
But why do they float?
Because they have air inside of them. I don't know.
No. Well, sometimes they do, but that's not.
Oh no, they expand.
They expand. It's less dense than
Right,
water.
so it's less dense than water.
The water it used to be now takes up more volume.
Right.
So bigger volume makes it less dense, so ice floats.
There you go.
You know, we should do an explainer on ice expanding. We should do that.
We should do that.
Not now. Not now. We got.
Oh, why not? Well, I guess we're done.
We're done here.
We're done here. All right, well, looking forward to ice expanding then.
Okay. Thanks for doing this with me, Chuck.
Of course, always a pleasure.
We got to take a quick break, but when we come back, we're going to talk about, you guessed it, ice expanding. Why ice floats on Star Talk. It's Things You Thought You Knew edition. We'll see you in a moment. Chuck, you're back.
Yes, we are.
And here's what's interesting. There's certain things that we just experience in our lives and never even think to question it.
True.
Because it's in our everyday life.
And some things you don't want to know the answer.
That's different.
Some things you just
Best
like.
left unexplained, unknown.
You know what? I'm not going to mess with
We're not going to go there. No.
Right.
This one, you could ask a simple question: why does ice float?
Right.
Have you ever asked that?
I have.
You have. Okay.
I have. Yeah. I mean, because when you think about it, it's water, but you're putting it in water.
Yeah,
liquid.
It's water.
It's liquid
in water. Right.
It's water in water. So.
And usually, when you cool something down, it shrinks. Okay, it becomes more dense.
Tell me about it.
So it becomes more dense, and so you would think that a cooler version of some liquid would be, if you shrink the same mass down to a smaller volume, it's more dense. Then all ice cubes would sink to the bottom of your glass.
As a matter of fact, in certain parts of the oceans, where you have what they call, oh God, now I forget the name of it. It was just on the tip of my tongue. But the coldest water stays at the bottom of the ocean.
Yeah, we're not there yet.
Oh, we're actually going to talk about that?
Yes.
Oh, we are?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, sweet.
Oh, my gosh. We're totally going there. Okay.
Forget about that. Okay.
All right. So a peculiar thing happens to water when it changes state. Okay, a change of state means you go from liquid to solid, solid to gas. So we have water, and there it is. When it freezes, the water molecule, in order to freeze, takes up more volume than does the water molecule in a liquid state. So the water expands by about 10%.
Nice.
Okay? And roughly you can think about that as if you expand 10% and you go back into your liquid, you will bob with about 10% of your volume above the water.
Okay.
And 90% below. So just put an ice cube in your glass. It's easier to see this if it's in a cube shape rather than in those crescent shapes or other things. But if you take a cube and put it in there, 10% will be above the water and 90% will be below.
All right, hold on. Okay. All right. Okay. All right. I just happen to have a glass of water here.
Oh, you do? And is your ice in it? Are they cubes?
Oh my goodness! Look at that. That's awesome. Yes, this is a cube.
Okay.
And you just see it's got like a little surface You can't see it, but it's got a little surface because the top part is clear. I don't know why. But it's just like you said,
It's bobbing up. Yeah, it's
bobbing, but most of it is below.
Yeah, so
You got a little bit above.
it's not happening because I said so. It's happening because this is how the universe works.
No, you're a wizard. Stop lying.
Now, here's an interesting fact. If you take that same glass of water with that one ice cube in it and fill it as much as you possibly can, so that not another drop can go in it without spilling over the edge.
Right?
If you do that, okay, the ice will be sitting above that level, above the lip of the glass.
Right.
And you might be worried, oh my gosh, I better get a coaster